Hey guys, I'm Nick. On today's questions and answers, we're going to go over a question about wire leader and what type of wire leader I use from the kayak. Intro. Alright guys, there's tons and tons of different wire leader on the market. They all do a good job. I'm sure they all work for you. Here's three types, okay? We're going to go over three types. We're going to tell you why I use the one I use. I did a bunch of experimenting this year, and I came back to the normal one just because it's simple and easy to use. So the first one we're going to talk about is this Malin hardwire. Now, this is 40-pound test. This stuff does a good job. It's pretty heavy duty. It's not too terrible to work with, but, it has some memory. It's going to spring back. Sometimes it's hard to do certain things with it. Some people crimp it. Does a good job. It kinks very, very easy, and then you need to use a new one. So this is not a bad choice. It's pretty cheap. It's like $3 for, $3 for 42 feet. So it's going to last majority of you for probably multiple years. I used it for a long time. Didn't really have any problems. Then I moved on to 7-strand, which is this stuff right here. It's non-coated. It's kind of, whippy. You can work with it real easy. And it's the winner. It's the one I use every day now, okay? But I used it for a long time, and then I decided I'd try something different. A good buddy of mine, Brian, he likes to use this not too kinky titanium wire. I had used this a few years ago. I had used it in a 40-pound version. It's all right. It's cool, but it's kind of hard to work with sometimes. You got to crimp it, take the extra steps. Now, we fish a lot, so we run a lot of fishing trips. I have to go through a lot of king rigs, tie a lot of king rigs. Sometimes it takes time, so I want it to be efficient, simple, and obviously get the job done. This stuff is cool. It actually stretches. So, it has some pretty cool things about it. If you put it on there, you can pull it and it'll stretch 10% of its overall length, which is pretty cool. We caught a few good fish on it this year. Plenty durable. This is only the 18-pound version. I recommend it. If you want to crimp it and sit down, it's good stuff. But if you're on the water and you don't have those already pre-made, you're not going to be able to just pull it out and go to town. You got to crimp it, okay? So if you don't have the crimps and you're just on the water, it's so easy to have this 7-strand. Now, obviously, I recommend going out there with more than 1 leader tied up, but this stuff is so easy to work with. I'll make a video showing you guys how I snell the hooks and do the haywire twist on the swivels for our king rigs that we use every day. But this stuff is awesome. One of the main things I like about it, reason, number 412, you should have a boomerang snip, is once they get old and the string breaks off and they're rusted and they don't perform perfect anymore, you can just fill them with WD-40 and they work themselves out. Watch this. It cuts wire. So look at that. Was it 440? Reason 440? You should get a boomerang snip. Don't worry. There's a link in the description. Best tool of all time. But you can cut the wire with it, okay? It legitimately works. It's not going to work now. I knew it. Boom. It's not going to work now. It's not going to work. Boom. It really does work every time. All right. This is an old pair. You're not going to want to cut fluorocarbon with it anymore, but it really does do a good job. I'm going to redeem myself because that was terrible. See, it does. See, it's supposed to work. See, it works fine now. Oh, now it failed. That almost hit my mouth. Look. YouTube gold. My camera lady's laughing at the fire again. But if you guys are looking to start trolling for king mackerel and you're using a bunch of these different types of wire and you're having problems, just check this stuff out. It's super cheap. What is this? It's $4 for 30 feet. So it's a little more expensive than the Malin wire, but it's easier to work with. I'll make a video showing you guys how to snell your hooks the way we do it. It's super easy. You can tie multiple king rigs in a matter of minutes. I put them in little bags and I have them for whenever I need them. This stuff will kink after a few fish, but you just pop a new one out and tie it on. No big deal. It's cheap. It's easy. A lot of times you can pull the hooks off here and wash them off and reuse them if you have time for that, because they will corrode if you just leave them hanging up in the garage after you go out there in the Gulf. I don't normally do that because we go through them so much. It's just more efficient for me to toss them to the side, throw them in the garbage, and start from scratch. And I usually sit down every once in a while, once or twice a week, and I'll tie up like 10 of them if I need them, just so I have them in a Plano box on the kayak. Then it's quick, it's easy, nothing to it. Just tie the fluorocarbon to the swivel, put the bait on there, toss it out there. No big deal. That's it. That's wire for offshore kayak fishing. That's it, nothing to it. I'm actually going to go over all this stuff again at our seminar later this month. So if you are in town, you're a local, I believe it's August 29th at 6 p.m. We'll be at Broxton Outdoors. We'll have an offshore trolling seminar where I'll cover all this stuff in person and show you guys how to tie those king rigs. It's quick, it's easy, nothing to it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com, or just click on the submit your question link. Is that what it's called? Submit your question link in the description. It'll take you guys to the website. You just type your stuff in and you're good to go. I'll get it on the website and I'll take my time like this, sit down and answer your question. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and I look forward to you booking your next adventure.